The wedding day disaster. My fiancé turned into a dream. Weddings are often called the most important day in a couple's life, a day filled with joy, love, and unity. For me, the road to that day had been anything but smooth. Planning the wedding had been a whirlwind of decisions, compromises, and occasional clashes between families. But through it all, Ethan, my fiancé, had been my rock. As the day finally arrived, I believed the chaos was behind us. I couldn't have been more wrong. The morning mishap. The morning started off perfectly. My bridesmaids arrived at the hotel suite early, and the hairstylist and makeup artist worked their magic. The room was filled with laughter, clinking glasses of mimosas, and the soft melody of love songs playing in the background. In the middle of this joyful chaos, my phone buzzed on the counter. I picked it up, expecting a sweet message from Ethan, but the screen showed Mom. I answered with a wide smile. "Hi, Mom. Are you and Dad on your way?" There was a pause. Then my mom spoke hesitantly. "Emma, we have a situation. Clara isn't feeling well. She woke up with a terrible migraine." My heart sank. "Oh no, poor Clara. Is she okay? Did you give her medication?" "We did, but it's not helping much. She's really sensitive to light and sound, so we can't leave her alone." "Wait, what do you mean you can't leave her?" I asked, my voice trembling. "Your dad and I have decided to stay with her for now," she said softly. "We're so sorry, sweetheart. We'll try to make it to the reception if Clara feels better." The air seemed to leave the room. My parents, my own parents, weren't coming to my wedding ceremony because of Clara's headache, disappointment, and frustration. When I hung up the phone, tears stung my eyes. Lily, my maid of honor, noticed immediately and rushed over. "What happened?" "My parents aren't coming," I whispered. "What? Why?" she exclaimed, causing the room to fall silent as everyone turned toward us. "It's Clara. She has a migraine, and they don't want to leave her alone," I explained, trying to keep my composure. The room erupted in disbelief. My bridesmaids, all close friends, began muttering about how absurd it was. As much as I loved my sister, I couldn't help but feel hurt. This was my wedding day, a once-in-a-lifetime moment, and my parents had chosen Clara over me. Ethan's calm reassurance. When Ethan arrived for our first look, he instantly knew something was wrong. "Emma, what's going on?" he asked, concern etched on his face. I hesitated, but eventually told him everything. As I spoke, I felt a mixture of anger, sadness, and frustration bubbling up inside me. Ethan listened intently, his expression softening as I finished. "I'm so sorry, Emma," he said, pulling me into a hug. "I can't imagine how hurt you must feel. But you know what? Today is about us. Nothing else matters. We're starting our life together, and I promise it's going to be amazing." His words were exactly what I needed to hear. They didn't erase the disappointment, but they reminded me of what truly mattered: our love and commitment. The ceremony without them. The ceremony began on schedule, even without my parents. My Uncle George, always dependable, offered to walk me down the aisle in place of my father. As we stood at the doors of the church, he squeezed my hand and said, "Your parents love you, Emma. But today, focus on the love in this room and the incredible man waiting for you at the altar." The music started and the doors opened. I stepped into the church, greeted by the smiling faces of friends and family. But as I walked down the aisle, I couldn't help scanning the crowd for my parents. Ethan stood at the altar, his eyes locked on mine. His steady, loving gaze grounded me, and for a moment I forgot the ache in my heart. The reception surprise. After the ceremony, we moved to the reception hall. The venue was stunning, with twinkling lights, cascading floral arrangements, and a lively atmosphere. Ethan and I shared our first dance, and for a while I allowed myself to get lost in the celebration. But the empty seats meant for my parents were a constant reminder of their absence. As dinner was being served, Ethan stood up to make a toast. He clinked his glass, and the room quieted. "Today, I married the love of my life," he began, his voice steady and warm. "Emma, you are my everything, but I know today hasn't been exactly what you envisioned, and I want to change that." He gestured toward the doors, and my heart skipped a beat. The doors opened, and my parents walked in. The entire room erupted into applause as they made their way toward us, looking slightly sheepish but relieved. How Ethan pulled it off. I rushed to them, tears streaming down my face. "You came!" Mom hugged me tightly. "Ethan called us. He convinced us that we couldn't miss this day. He even arranged for a doctor to check on Clara so we could leave her safely at home." Dad added, "He reminded us how much this day means to you, and to us. We're so sorry for letting you down earlier, Emma." Ethan joined us, wrapping an arm around me. "I just wanted you to have the day you deserve," he said. A love that endures. The rest of the evening was magical. My parents danced, laughed, and made toasts, and Clara sent a heartfelt video message apologizing for the chaos. Later that night, as Ethan and I sat together, watching our guests dance under the twinkling lights, I leaned into him and whispered, "You saved the day. Thank you for everything." He smiled and kissed my forehead. "I'll always put you first, Emma. Always." The lesson. Looking back, the day wasn't perfect, but it was a testament to the strength of our love and the commitment we made to each other. Life will never go exactly as planned, but with Ethan by my side, I know we can weather anything. The wedding wasn't just the beginning of our marriage, it was a reminder of what love truly means, choosing each other every single day, no matter what. When Emma's parents decide to skip her wedding due to her sister's sudden migraine, her perfect day turns into a heartbreaking disappointment. As she struggles with the absence of her own family, her fiancé Ethan steps in with an unforgettable gesture that not only saves the day, but redefines the meaning of love and commitment. This is a story of resilience, devotion, and the power of choosing love in the face of unexpected challenges.